Bryan Hassin felt the heat of the familiar Auburn fire. Auburn football is a fire department run by arsonists. Chief, they say the barn fire is dying down. What should we do? Same thing as before, Lieutenant. More accelerant, and then send a picture to the mayor with your burner account. Headline: Mayor requests more resources to help fire department save future barns. Auburn football burns, the internet churns, and it's hard for anyone to look away from the smoldering glow. Again and forever. Football coach Bryan Harsin, Lord help him, is like hay upon the flames of Auburn football's raging barn fire. It's not that has a bad football coach, has just the perfect accelerant burning this latest barn to the ground. Harsin went 6-7 in his first season, and his future looks bleak considering the mass exodus from his program and not landing a single prospect on National Signing Day. Related, Auburn prez trying to move quickly in assessing Harsin's future. Related, Harsin says any attack on his character is false. Related, former AU lineman says Harsin treated players like dogs. Related, reviewing a US signing class after striking out on NSD. GOODMAN, pressure mounting for Auburn's Bryan Harsin. GOODMAN, noise of Auburn basketball only just the beginning. It's bad, and it's going to get worse before there's any hope of it getting better, but maybe it's just time to ignore the fire and let the inferno burn itself out. Without the proper support, Harsin doesn't have a chance at Auburn. The football program has a bigger problem, though. Harsin has no future at Auburn if the university can't root out the arsonists, but then who does? At some point, Auburn's leaders must clean house and shun supporters, no matter how influential, who would rather sabotage the football program than back a coach they didn't want. It's no secret that many in Auburn wanted former defensive coordinator Kevin Steele to be the head coach after Gus Malzahn was run out of town. Athletics director Allen Greene instead went outside the Auburn family and brought in Harsin, a hardliner from Boise State. I'm not going to call it a great hire because the SEC learning curve has obviously been steep, but doesn't Harsin at least deserve 3 years to build what he says will allow Auburn to consistently compete for championships? And who would want to coach at Auburn if they fired Harsin after one season? More concerning, who would stay at Auburn to play football if Harsin was forced out? For now, keeping Harsin seems like the best option for Auburn even if he's not a long-time solution. Look, I've been highly critical of Harsin, and he embarrassed Auburn badly when he refused to support vaccination for COVID-19, but he'll be the first person to defend him against questions of morality now that his name is being ruined to service an agenda. Questioning Harsin's character now is disgustingly hypocritical to the point of making me actually feel sympathy for the man. Harsin, who is on vacation with his wife during this recruiting dead period, might not have much of a future at Auburn when he returns after this latest exercise of Auburn being Auburn, but his character isn't the problem. Ignore the noise and the haters, Harsin's wife said on social media, and that's good enough for me. There have been a lot of rumors and speculation about our football program, Auburn President Jay Gogue said at a Board of Trustees meeting Friday. I just want you to know we're involved in trying to separate fact from fiction. We'll keep you posted and make the appropriate decision at the right time. What, are they going to fire Harsin while he's on vacation? Come on. The more Auburn entertains its own madness, the harder it's going to be on Harsin, or anyone, to compete with Alabama and Georgia. Want an assessment of Harsin at this point in his tenure at Auburn? That's easy. It's not good. Instead of creating innuendo and lies, however, how about just looking at the evidence? Bo Nix, the entrenched Auburn quarterback, left for Oregon. Derek Mason left to be the defensive coordinator at Oklahoma State. Austin Davis, the new offensive coordinator, quit a few days before National Signing Day. Scores of Malzahn's old players have predictably left. After Auburn's bowl game, Harsin called the SEC the Super Bowl of recruiting, but then he didn't sign anyone. Those are the smoldering facts. Harsin's vision for recreating Auburn football, demanding and uncompromising, was always going to take time and a lot of patience. Maybe he doesn't have a future in Auburn, but what if it only takes a spark if the players who remain still believe in their coach? Joseph Goodman is a columnist for the Alabama Media Group and author of We Want Bama, A Season of Hope and the Making of Nick Saban's Ultimate Team. You can find him on Twitter at Joe Goodman Jr.